We are back. Welcome to the Mostest Okayest Podcast. My name and your co-host is Tyler, if you don't remember, along with my co-host, Steven. Man, it's been a long time, hasn't it?
Oh, dude, it has been a hot minute. It has been
Hey,
quite a while.
quite a while is right. Well, we're like we said, welcome back. Uh, we've had some interesting times. We had someone quit on us basically because he didn't want. He was losing our football pick'em, so he just said nope, he's done. So that's when it stopped. Yep, putting the blame all on you.
Oh,
Um,
on me. It wasn't stopped because of the pick 'em. I was stopped just because I got bored.
because you were losing.
I got super fucking bored. But
Folks, he got bored.
I did.
That's insane. Anyways, so you know what, Steven, I think you've had more happen in the past. Let's see. When was the last episode?
Oh, when was the last
Was what
episode?
20?
It was right.
Was it last year?
It was right after Multiverse of Madness came out. So
It was 2022.
2022? Yeah, I think 2022.
So we were, yep. So I was in Texas. I remember our last time. I remember doing one while Easton was walking into my office there. So not saying we were in Texas. I'm still living in Texas, but I'm just in Alabama now for some training stuff. But I think Steven, you've had a lot more happen than I have. Nothing too crazy on my end.
Oh, I
Um,
mean, yeah, I've had quite a bit. I've had quite a bit happen.
yeah, within the past year and some change.
Yep, had quite a bit. Let's see. The exact date of the last episode was June 13th of 22, so literally over 2 years ago.
June 13th of 22.
Yep.
Was that the last one you uploaded?
That was the last one I uploaded. We probably recorded.
Okay.
We probably recorded honestly a little bit more because I know we recorded an episode talking about Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, and I know we recorded
never
one while
uploaded
I
it.
was in. I know we uploaded.
I know we recorded an episode after you got to Texas, but I don't know if
Right.
I don't think it ever got uploaded. So yeah. Since our last official upload, it's been over 2 years. So yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. So yeah, catch us up, man. Catch us up. Catch the people up on what you've been up to.
Well, shit. Since 2022 in June. Fuck. Let's see. I'm trying to think back that far. I think like the last thing that I can remember the first thing I can remember post podcast was so I stopped doing DoorDash. Stopped doing that entirely. Just because couldn't afford to do it. Like people weren't tipping well, and DoorDash pays like dog shit. So, I couldn't do that anymore. I ended up getting a job, working at a bank for almost a year and a half. During that time, I got diagnosed with diabetes. Was told that I had a very small chance of survival if I didn't make some changes and fix my shit and get my life turned around. I think at that point I was like 532 pounds. So, yeah. Since then, lost the job. Went back to school. And I've lost, as of today, I lost about 150 pounds and I gained about 15 back. So, I hate you. I knew you were gonna do some shit like that. You motherfucker. I fucking, the instant that you found out about that soundboard, I was like, he's gonna use it somewhere. It's gonna piss me off.
Uh huh.
But yeah, it's definitely been a weird 2 years. Honestly, it doesn't even feel like 2 years have passed. To be honest, like I honestly think, fuck, like when COVID first started, up until now, it doesn't feel like it's almost been 5 years at all. Like it's almost been 5 years. Like what it'll be like 5 years in December. It's like COVID.
COVID hit COVID hit in March.
Yeah, but it started like being seen in like late December of 2019. Because I got sick in January of 2020, and then
but the first person didn't show up in America until about I think February.
Well, I don't know. If it definitely felt like I had fucking what they were calling COVID back then.
Because I know that I know that we were able to celebrate Abby's birthday
before
on March
lockdowns
7th.
started.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, think about it. It's almost been 5 years. Like, it doesn't feel like 5 years have passed. It feels like the last 5 years have just been a blur. They didn't happen. But, you know, they did happen. Because...
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't feel
right.
like,
yeah.
I say it doesn't feel like I'm going to be 30 next month. At all. Like, we graduated high school 13 years ago. Or, no. 13 years ago next May. We have 13 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's
good job.
Fucking,
good,
well, I mean,
good
that's
job with the math.
Fucking crazy. That's just nuts.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, wow.
You know what I'm just
because
realizing?
Our tenure was.
Oh, go ahead.
Let's say 10 years is that was what
2022.
2 years ago. That's crazy.
Yeah. You know what I'm just now noticing though?
What?
Is we have episodes listed, episode 30, 31, no 32, and then 33 and 34. Because you know what? I think...
Well, you know what? That's on you. That's on you, Mr. Tech Guy.
It is on me. And I think it's because episode 32 was our Doctor Strange discussion. Who the fuck
Who's
is
in
this?
our podcast?
Who the fuck are you?
Who the fuck told you
We
were
got
invited?
our guy.
You're messing up all my shit, Diver.
That's not hard to do.
Oh no, never mind. I messed up all my shit. It's fine. Whatever. We're not gonna put that in there. You didn't mess anything up.
We are gonna put it in there.
Oh, sure we can. Hey man.
Oh, we have our third guest in here.
I
guess. Third co-host.
I didn't expect him to be partaking today.
I always partake, Steven.
I know
he always does. Well, I want him here for the first part of the discussion.
Oh, what's the first part of the discussion today?
Well, hold on. You hold your fucking horses. So, Diver, we've been doing some catch up. Steven talked about his weight loss and everything, and he said how much he lost, and I told him I basically came back with a nice little
a golf clap. Yeah,
as you should. It was respectful.
Yep. So I said he had the most to update everybody on. I said that he's the reason why we quit the podcast in the first place because he got bored.
Yeah, that's true. It's not a lie. It's true.
You know what? Real quick, let's do this. Since we're starting anew, what is your from the past episodes that we've done? What are some of your favorite moments, real quick?
From our past episodes?
Yes, because I can name one right off the fucking. I can name three. I can name three right off the bat.
I don't know. The porch story for sure. I don't want to bring it up because I know then you guys are going to talk about it for the rest of the fucking time. So I'm not
it might be the same one.
I'm not going to bring it. I'm not going to bring that up. So I'm not going to do it.
It might be the same one that I'm thinking of.
And then I don't know. Then the story about like the loafing jug because we talked about that, didn't we? We talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
For some reason, all three topics are related to my butthole. So you know.
Well, Diver, you and I might be on the same page. So the first one's always going to be how do you wipe your own ass when you shit.
Yep.
That's crazy. Second is us always constantly arguing that Aaron Rodgers should have come to Denver.
Yeah.
Probably would have been a better experiment than Russell.
Eh.
And then third. Huh. I think third would have been definitely always doing the pick'ems because those were fun. Those were fucking fun.
They were pretty fun. We'll get back into them here soon.
See, my third or maybe honorable mention would have been the Drew Lock discussion. just because of how well prepared Steven came for that argument.
Oh,
You know what?
Yeah,
You're not
yeah.
wrong.
That sounds good.
It was great.
Yep, I remember that actually. Yeah.
Like, I could have swore he had a notepad with every single thing written down, and he's just sitting there with it in front of him, waiting for it.
Oh yeah, he was waiting. He was ready. He was ready to just make us eat our own dicks.
I stand by that man. I still do. Even after that game in Seattle last year, I really stand by that fucking kid. Everybody gave him shit, and we had dog shit coaching. But we're not there anymore. We actually have a semi decent coach now.
True.
So to start off, we did our top 3. I don't know. You know what, Diver? You actually didn't even finish your 3. You just did 1. So go on.
Well, so the Drew Lock one would have been my third or honorable mention. First one's always going to be Steven wiping his ass, because that's a mystery that everybody needs to have unsolved.
No, it doesn't ever need to be
We need
discussed ever
You know
again.
what? Now that we can share screen, I want you to Steven to draw out a representation. It doesn't need to be graphic. I just want to see. I want people to see how you, at your size, can wipe your ass by yourself.
You know what? I'll do it later.
You heard it here first, folks.
He's
going to show us how he wipes his ass.
It's just gonna be stick figures. So I don't know what you're expecting. I don't have any.
No, you got to put weight on the stick figures though.
Oh, it'll just be okay. So it'll be a stick figure with a belly. I don't give a shit.
No. It's got to be like the Michelin Man or the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, something along those lines.
Okay, fuck you. All right.
It can't be the Pillsbury Doughboy either, because Pillsbury Doughboy only has like a little tiny gut. You've got to give yourself be reasonable. All right. Don't be stick figures, because we're not drawing Diver here, or it's not that. We're drawing you.
Do you think I have any kind of artistic creativity, like being able to draw? I have none. No.
Okay, well then find AI to draw it for you. I don't know.
No.
Draw. Say how does a 450-pound man wipe his own ass?
Well, you can ask AI that. How about that?
I'm not 450 pounds, and I don't even know how to wipe my own ass.
Okay. Alrighty.
We're back, folks. All right, Diver, you continue.
5 minutes in, already regretting the decision.
My second one, I'd probably say the Pick'ems, or it would be the Pick'ems, and when you did the this or that, like who had the higher stats type deal.
Oh yeah, those are always fun.
I think put those together, that would be my number 2.
Okay, that was solid. So we're gonna start off with a little discussion about the newest game that everybody is raving about right now that we've all been able to play. NCAA. It's not NCAA. Sorry, it's College Football 25. You gotta make sure it's right, because NCAA will come back and fuck you up. Apparently, it's College Football 25. It is literally. It blows. It's hard for me to say, but a lot of people are coming out, and there's things that got to be said, and maybe there's some people aren't saying it. Maybe I'll be the one to fucking say it. This game's fucking amazing. Like, holy shit. It's everything we wanted as a new NCAA football game. The stadiums have their own auras, their vibes, it blows Madden out of the water. I don't know how Madden's gonna,
compete with it.
I don't know how Madden's gonna I don't know how Madden's gonna sell this year, because everybody's gonna be playing college football. The only reason why I think Madden's gonna sell is because of Road to Glory.
Well, I think that, and the people who bought the combined bundle, that's the only reason is why it's gonna sell well.
Yep.
And the only reason why they bought the combined bundle is to do Road to Glory.
Road to Glory, yeah. So it's gonna be such a shame if Road to Glory is as good as it is, and then fucking the career mode in Madden is just absolute dog shit. Because I have the feeling that's what's gonna be. They've like focused all their attention on college football, and then like I know they're separate dev teams, right? But like I feel like that's going so well, and it looks so good, and it's so clean and polished. And you're gonna play Madden, and it's gonna be like, well, this fucking sucks. Because have you had a chance to play Road to Glory yet? Like, have you tried it?
So I just started mine this morning. I'm a quarterback. What's the top one diver? It's not 5-star, but it's
5-star?
Yeah, it's the
I
5-star.
don't know what
They have
I don't know what
5-star.
it's called though.
You have 5-star, blue chip, elite, something else, and then underdog. You have 5.
there's only 4 of them. There's only 4 of them.
Contributor.
Oh, is it 4?
Contributor is the 3-star.
Oh, contributor. Yeah, okay.
The underdog is like a 2-star. The blue
There's only
chip
4
is a
options.
4.
There's
Yeah.
there's the
Yes.
5,
5,
4,
3,
3, 2.
2.
Mm-hmm. So I went 5-star. Went to Michigan. I'm quarterback right now. Michigan was the only one that really gave me a good deal. I like it because as soon as you start, you can look at who has the better NIL deals, who's going to be best fit for you.
Mhm.
Where do you place on the depth chart? You could go as like a back up your freshman year and hope to God the starter gets hurt or whatever. But
See, you could also be a backup, but then still bounce and get transfer somewhere else.
Right.
Because if you don't play,
Right.
you get redshirted.
Right, hit that transfer portal.
Yeah, and then if you don't play, you're redshirted, so you're still going in as a freshman somewhere else with better stats now or a better overall.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You gotta play the system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I do like the way that their like weekly agenda works this time.
Mm-hmm.
Like it
Mhm.
feels like what you pick actually matters. And I mean, Madden got kind of close to it last season. Was it last season? Last 2 seasons, where like they had you pick what you did throughout the week, but there was like no consequence for doing certain things. I like how there's like a consequence. You only have like the 5 energy a week or the 6 energy a week to do something.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like if Madden doesn't implement that into like the career mode, it's a missed opportunity.
But like my thought is like, what can Madden do to what are the things that could be consequences? Like the only thing in NFL you do is keep your image up, basically.
Well, like I mean, the way like how I don't know how many like situations you've run across yet, but like you can get invited to parties and stuff, and you can like you can choose to sleep in and miss class. Like I feel like if you were to translate that over to Madden, like some of it would be like you're going to like a brand party or something, or like you got
go hang out with Henry Ruggs.
Yeah, you go hang out with somebody, right? There can also be like instead of like having energy to spend on class, you have energy to spend on like film study or something, and it like directly affects your like awareness or something. Like maybe your awareness can only go up to like an 80, right? Like that's your cap. But like if you go and do film study or something, like your awareness is better for the week or like for 2 weeks or something. But you actually have to spend time on it. You know?
Right.
Like that would be a good implementation of what the Road to Glory has already set, but then translating it over to Madden.
Yeah, I've been putting a lot of my energy into the whole course. Yep, you're right. Those nuts.
Oh,
which is a lot of energy. But I put a lot of it into academics because it's like might as well be smart because it's like I'm already like improviser, so I kind of have the talent already. So I'm just like, okay, might as well just keep my grades up and be okay because then I'll spend the rest in like teamwork or leadership, whatever. It's like fine, I'll get that taken care of, and the NIL deals will come. Mm-hmm. But if I can like take care of education stuff, then cool.
Well, see, like one thing I didn't realize playing Road to Glory already was that once your midterm passes, all your preparation goes away. So you have to like build up your preparation for school.
How much have you played?
Every 8 weeks. I've only played up to week 9, but the only reason I've done that is because I'm not a starter. So like I'm not.
Why'd you suck so bad last night then?
Do what?
Why'd you suck so bad last night then?
I played this morning, you fuck, and I didn't suck. I almost fucking beat you. You got fucking
this morning.
Yeah. Yeah, we all know it.
You just woke up.
No.
You just woke up when you hopped on.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. You told me. You were like, I was like, oh, that's a big yawn for a big old teddy bear. And you're like, yeah, I just woke up.
Okay, this morning constitutes as like past midnight. I was playing at like fucking 3 a.m.
My God, do you sleep?
Sometimes.
Fuck that. Bro, you went to bed at 3 a.m. I was basically up at 4 a.m.
That sucks.
Sometimes I want to just absolutely just rip his stomach out of him.
That'd be cool.
See, I wouldn't even do that. I would just Spartan kick him. That's all I really want to do.
Well, see, you do that though. You might want to do it really fast since like quicksand. So you got to hurry up and boom and pull your leg out really fast. So it's gonna go.
True, I didn't think about that. That's a good point. I wasn't thinking about that.
You know, at some point, the fat jokes are gonna go away, right?
When
they're gonna
when
be
you
impossible
lose,
for you
you
to
know
do.
When we
no,
cross
no.
that bridge, we'll cross that bridge.
Yep. Until then, we've got to make sure the supports are there for the bridge to cross it.
You gotta get them in while you can, huh? I understand.
Well,
I understand.
I was drinking water. I don't. Are you sure, Steven? Are you sure you understand?
Yeah, I'm sure. Keep going.
Okay. Well, yeah. So that's gonna be the fun one, and then you got Call of Duty 6 coming to Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Sorry, are we excited for that?
I am. I'm excited for Black Ops 6.
The trailer made it look so good, and it makes me want to play it because I like that they're going back to like the original Black Ops. But the last Call of Duties have just been so bad.
That is so untrue. For Modern Warfare 3, that's untrue. Modern Warfare 3 has been fun as fuck.
Modern Warfare 3 has actually been really fun. And how do you know that when you haven't even played it?
I say Sledgehammer deserves praise. They did a good job. This game has been fun.
They did.
But
they did.
Yeah. And I mean, Cold War wasn't even that bad. Really, the only game that's been bad was fucking Modern Warfare 2, and Infinity Ward fucked it up. It was terrible. It was god awful.
But
yeah,
Warzone hasn't been great. I don't know. It's just ever since after that, I'd probably say when it got near Vanguard, that's when it's gone all downhill for me.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, Vanguard sucked.
Yeah. When they finally put Rebirth Island back, the only thing that sucks is that you have the map rotation, which really pisses me and Steven off.
Oh yeah, I don't like that at all.
Rebirth has been, when it's Rebirth Island, that's when it's fun.
It's been pretty fun.
I will say I thought about getting it just to get Rebirth Island, but I mean, I just haven't committed.
I say you have Game
Warzone
Pass.
is free.
I say you have Game Pass though, don't you?
Yeah, I do, but
I mean,
NCAA College Football 25 came out. That's what I care about. Fuck Call of Duty.
I was gonna say you can play the beta for free when it comes out next month. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw that. I was gonna try it.
As long as you have Game Pass, because Game Pass is so good.
Why do you say it like that, Steve? You know you're jerking it to Game Pass.
I love Game Pass.
Yeah, 100% is.
Game Pass is great.
Exactly. All right, so we talk about video games. We're all almost 30 years old, or even almost over 30 years old. So culture says we're not allowed to play video games at this point, but we don't give a fuck.
I say they can eat it. I don't care.
They all can eat it. So now we're heading into almost. I think how many camps? I think the Chiefs showed up today.
Texans rookies reported today, I think. Yeah. I think the Bears and everything reported yesterday.
And Caleb Williams signed his.
He signed his rookie.
Signed his deal.
Yeah,
yep.
Deal.
So he's in. Yep. Finally, actually signed. I don't know how you can. I thought that holdout thing was a thing in the past. In all reality, because I thought that was like Cam Newton was the last one to do that, and then they were like, okay, this is like this is how much money you're getting, no matter what. This is how much you're getting. This is what you're guaranteed. You have to prove it now.
Kind of what I thought.
I don't know. I'd part of me wants Chicago to succeed, and then part of me is like, not, because I want to see him fail. But then I don't at the same time.
Who, you want to see Caleb Williams fail?
I don't know, man. I just think he's too prima donna. Like,
I mean, I don't ever want to see any kid fail. But I mean, I feel like he will, though.
Except for Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers isn't a kid. Aaron Rodgers is a fucking 42-year-old man that I hate. All right?
Why do you hate him so much? He's just a 42-year-old man.
I hate him because of the fan base.
Because he's better than you?
No, I hate him because of the fan base here. Because they were willing, we should sell Pat Bolin's soul to get fucking Aaron Rodgers. That's dumb.
So, technically, they kind of did.
Technically, I guess, right?
But so why do you hate someone for somebody else hating them?
I don't know. Because
it doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. It really doesn't, honestly. I should hate the fan base then, right?
You should, not the person.
Fuckers.
The person it's just business. It's just business. I don't know. I think Aaron Rodgers probably would have led us to at least the playoffs by this point.
No, he's still overrated.
How's he overrated? I mean, he's won MVPs. Multiple MVPs.
I don't give a shit.
And a Super Bowl.
So is Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson hasn't won a fucking Super Bowl either. I don't give a shit.
Well, you can't say either because Aaron Rodgers has won a Super
Okay,
Bowl.
so Lamar Jackson has won a Super Bowl. He's won multiple MVPs. I don't fucking care. Lamar Jackson is less overrated than fucking Aaron Rodgers is.
I wouldn't say that because
you
Aaron
wouldn't take Lamar Jackson.
No, I take Lamar Jackson way over fucking Aaron Rodgers.
But so you're telling me the back-to-back MVPs were just overrated?
Yeah.
Can you back that up?
On a dime? No. I can give you my opinion as to why, which we've already gone over multiple times, and I really don't feel like going over it again, but if you want me to, I will.
Yeah, why are back-to-back MVPs overrated?
Because he played in the shittiest fucking division possible. In terms of
that doesn't mean
in terms of his talent compared to what he played against,
that's not his fault though.
It doesn't matter. He shouldn't have. Of course, he's going to win MVP when you're playing against fucking terrible defenses constantly. If he didn't win MVP, that's great.
That's just where he is. Like, it's not his fault that the other teams can't compete.
Okay.
That doesn't make any sense. That's not his fault. So no, the real thing should be that he should be destroying those teams.
He should be.
So it's like, how do you sit there and say, oh, it's his fault, or this should
I'm not saying
happen?
I'm not saying it's his fault. I'm saying he's overrated. He's playing against garbage fucking teams and doing well.
He doesn't play them every single week though.
Oh, he plays fucking 3 of the NFC North teams twice a year. That's 6 games. Out of those fucking games, he usually won them all because those teams were dog shit while he was there.
Well, he also had a whole team around him too.
Yeah. But everybody doesn't want to point to the people he had on his team. They want to just be like, oh, Aaron Rodgers is a god.
Well, I mean, that's how usually quarterbacks are.
True.
I mean, yeah. Fair point.
Okay, like, look at Patty Mahomes. People are like, oh, yeah, look at Tyreek. For the first couple of years, it was like, oh, look at Tyreek and Travis.
But he plays against consistently good teams. And he beats consistently good teams. I'm sorry. You can't tell me that the equivalent of Aaron Rodgers beating the Cowboys every once in a while is the same as Patrick Mahomes beating like the Bengals or the Ravens or the Bills.
But the Cowboys aren't a bad team. They just choke every year in the playoffs.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're not a bad team. But you can't compare that to Rodgers. Okay, so you can't say that Mahomes going through a playoff run, having to beat either the Bills or the Ravens, and then having to beat the Bills and winning the Super Bowl is comparable to Aaron Rodgers squeaking out against somebody and then losing either to the 49ers or to the Cowboys or they lost to the Saints twice in his entire run in Green Bay. Like, those are one good team he couldn't get over. All right? When Mahomes beats consistently good teams every week throughout the playoffs, but Rodgers can't get over one good team to get to a Super Bowl, there's no comparison to be had there.
Why is it Rodgers' fault, though? He's not playing defense.
Okay, and Mahomes doesn't play defense, but even in shootouts, Mahomes still is able to fucking rack up 50 points if he has to. It's not...
When he had Tyreek Hill.
I mean, he's still racking up a lot of points in games. They're still winning their games by outscoring their opponents.
And that's how you win a game.
Yeah. So why can't Aaron Rodgers outscore his opponent? The one good opponent he's got to face.
He did when he won a Super Bowl.
The one time he won a Super Bowl. Yeah, cool. Good for him.
So you don't put him in like, do you put him in a Hall of Fame category?
Does he get to the Hall? I mean, he probably does because he has a Super Bowl win and 3 MVPs. Would I put him in the Hall of Fame?
Of course not. You wouldn't because those don't matter.
I mean,
because being 3 MVPs, 2 consecutive, and a Super Bowl ring does not count. But you'll put Dan Marino in there because he has a little bit of a good record.
I put Dan Marino in there? No, fuck no, I wouldn't put Dan Marino in the Hall of Fame.
So why not? So you have to have a Super Bowl ring to be in the Hall of Fame?
No, you have to be fucking consistently good, and you have to fucking...
Dan Marino was consistently good. He's held records.
Dan Marino was good for his era. That's why he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's how the Hall of Fame works.
I'm saying, would I like put him in now? No, not now. If I was alive in the 80s, yeah, probably.
So you wouldn't put Aaron Rodgers in for the 2010s?
For the 2010s? I mean, maybe. That's definitely a maybe.
Maybe? When he won his Super Bowl and won his MVPs?
That's still a maybe.
He was top 2 quarterback. He was top 2 quarterbacks in the league at that point.
He was a
And he was not
top
number
2.
100% yes.
I don't
Who
know.
was better? The only person I can name is Tom Brady. Who's the other 2 better quarterbacks?
I'd say Breeze is better than fucking Rodgers.
Breeze won the same amount of Super Bowls as him.
That doesn't
Breeze
matter.
choked.
It doesn't matter.
Breeze didn't win. So wait. So why does it not matter for Breeze? But when Aaron Rodgers, it matters.
Because when Breeze was playing, because when Breeze was playing,
you just counteract.
No, when Breeze was playing in New Orleans, he played against better competition.
Because he
than
had
Rodgers
better
did.
competition.
Yeah.
Because they only played the same teams every single week.
He had better competition.
The NFC South was still trash.
I mean, it was better competition than the NFC North.
Who was better than NFC? Who was the better team in the NFC South besides the Saints?
Besides the Saints, let's see.
Consistently.
The Panthers were pretty good for about a 7-year run there. They were good for a 7-year
So what about
run.
Minnesota? Minnesota always had strong defenses.
Minnesota was shit. Minnesota was shit like most of Rodgers' career.
You're thinking about Detroit. Chicago was known for their defense for a hot minute there.
Yup.
For a very hot minute, Chicago was known for their defense. Detroit is the only one I can say they were not consistently good. Chicago was always known for their defense. They've always been known as a tough-nosed football team. Because what? Someone named Brian Urlacher was out there, Eddie Jackson, all these guys. They had Devin Hester. Holy fuck. That was a returner. And then you had Minnesota, who had solid defenses for many of those years. And lo and behold, their offense wasn't bad either. They had a guy named, probably one of the top 7 running backs almost of all time, Adrian Peterson back there. So you can't say that he wasn't competition. So
let's see here. I'm trying to pull this up. Let's see. Since 2010, the Bears finished over 500 3 times. They were 11-5 in 2010. They were 10-6 in 2012, and they were 12-4 in 2018. You're telling me that's good? 3 seasons, they won over 8 games. That's not good.
Okay, what about NFC South?
Let's see. Let's look at the South.
And then you're looking at Minnesota too?
Oh, I've got to pull it up. It's taking me a second, but yeah, sure. Let's see. The Vikings in the 2010s only had 4 seasons with 8 wins or more. One was 2012, one was 2015, one was 2017, and one was 2019. They went 10-6 in 2012, 11-5 in 2015, 13-3 in 2017, and 10-6 in 2019. I mean, when you're spending less than half of the decade under 500, you're pretty shit. Well, let's see. Let's go to the South. Oh, let's take a look. Let's see. During the 2010s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. 6. So the Falcons were over 500 6 seasons out of the 10 years in the 2010s. 2010 they were 13-3. 2011 they were 10-6. 2012 they were 13-3. 2016 they were 11-5. 2017 they were 10-6. Okay, there were 5 times, not 6. Half the decade.
Didn't you say that was shit?
I said if you're less than half the decade, Diver. Okay, let's check out, what else did I say? The Panthers. 2013, 2015, 2017. Huh, yeah. Panthers were the worst. They had 3 seasons where they were over 500.
Damn, I've been muted this whole time. So I'm just saying, so Diver, he said that, let me get this straight. He said the South was better than the North?
It was, statistically. Slightly, but statistically, yes, they were. They were better than the North.
I need a piece of paper. I need to write this shit down because I'm still kind of
Processing it.
So the Lions had 1, 2, 3, 4 seasons. Lions had 4 over 500. It was they had the 2011 season, 2014 season, 2016 season, 2017 season. Okay, so there's 4. So then you said the Bears had how many?
The Bears had 3.
Bears 3. 1, 2, 3, and they had a bunch of 500s. We're not counting the 500s. Vikings had 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then we have the Falcons
with 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So there's a good chunk. Panthers were how many? 3?
Panthers were 3, and the Bucks were 1.
Damn. So the South was better though. That's crazy. Not one team in the North had one winning season. Only one team in the South had one winning season. I'm still confused, Steven. How does the South equal out to the North, and how is the South better?
You just said it.
The Lions had more winning seasons than the Falcons. No. Tell me. You tell me. You said the South was better than the North. How?
Because they provided more consistent competition. I don't know what you're not grasping.
No, so
about
the Falcons had 5. No. The Falcons had 5, right? Okay. Panthers had 3. The Buccaneers had 1 over a 10-year span. Over a 10-year span, the Lions had 4. The Bears had 3. The Vikings had 4. To me, that shows that the North had more consistent competition than the South. Because in total, the South had 9 winning seasons out of all 3 of those teams. In total, the North had 11. Say that one more time and how the South has better.
I mean, he's got all point.
Numbers. You want to sit there and speak numbers? Those are numbers. I mean, the numbers don't lie. 4-3-4, 5-3-1.
I don't know why.
You said it. You said it.
But you're the one who's always trying to bring up this argument. Why are you fucking sucking Aaron Rodgers' dick so much? Like, why? I legitimately.
Because it pisses you off.
Well, because it does
so
piss
much.
me off. Because
it pisses you off so much. And then somehow you always pull something like this, and then we always get to the point where like, where are you pulling that from?
You always want to pull something and be like, oh, well, what about this? And what about this? Okay, so you're actively going to tell me that a team... Nah, I don't know. I don't even know what my argument is anymore because I'm pissed off already.
Okay. So we're going to get off of that topic. Real quick, we're still in the NFL. Who is the biggest acquisition this year for a team? Who's going to make the most impact for that team?
Stephon Diggs.
Now, I'll say this. No, hold on. I'll say give me the biggest acquisition that you can think of that's like, damn, what they gave up was insane for what they got. And then I want you to say, even if it was the tiniest, like, oh, they only gave up a 5th round pick for this one player, who was the best acquisition for that team? If that makes sense, right? Who's going to have a more impactful impact, if that makes sense? So like, wow, that was a huge trade. So we're all going to probably go with Stephon Diggs, right? But who is the other one that's like, damn, that one's going to be a more impactful signing and or trade than maybe Stephon Diggs is?
I don't think there is one. I don't think there is. The Texans gave up nothing to get Stephon Diggs. And I mean, that's mainly because Stephon Diggs is a diva, right? Like, you're hoping that his personal attitude isn't going to clash with the team. And if it doesn't, that's going to be a scary team.
Could you possibly throw... So, like, with me, my personal opinion is going to be biggest trade and signing, yes, Stephon Diggs. The most impactful, Derrick Henry for the Ravens.
I can see that.
And I can tell you why.
I can see that.
I can tell you why. Gus Edwards last year had what? Because I remember I always say Gus Edwards because Diver traded me Gus Edwards, and he fucking killed it for me. He wasn't a big runner. He didn't run yards, but he did when he got to the goal line. He scored more goal line touchdowns than any running back in the league.
I mean, because
Derrick Henry now consistently being back there with Lamar Jackson is going to be a fucking workhorse.
Yeah.
They're going to not run him to the ground, but who are you going to stop? You're going to put Derrick Henry, crowd the middle, crowd the box, right? Or say, okay, crowd the box, but bye, Lamar. There goes Lamar.
Yeah, I was going to say, with Lamar and Derrick Henry, you can't crowd the middle because then it's just a read option, and then Lamar takes it and fucking runs 60 yards on you. So, I mean, you're kind of dicked.
And even then, you look at Ravens history, they're always known for having that power back. Always have had a huge power back, and they've just never had one in a while. And now that they got Derrick Henry, that's scary.
Yep. Now you're gonna have a power back that can run fast, like he's fast too.
And I mean, the good thing for Derrick,
and he still put up numbers last year.
Well,
still put up numbers last year.
The good thing for him now is that he's not going to be their only weapon, so he's going to be able to rest in between plays too. So he's going to come back even fresher. So
that's now who was the decision that you could have like, was that okay?
Ugh.
Is that going to work out? I have a 1-2 for that one that I've thought of this whole.
I honestly think the Broncos getting Zach Wilson. I don't.
Ooh, see that one now it's not a big deal because he's a good backup, right? He's a fine backup.
Yeah, but
he's not on the same level as Jimmy G, but I think he's an okay backup.
But what happens if Bo Nix isn't the kid we think he's going to be, and he can't start, and we have to start Zach Wilson?
Well, then hope to God Zach Wilson pulls something out of his ass. And
I mean, then
Sean Payton.
Are we just tanking then and like, okay, well, next season, next season? Because I mean,
my personal opinion is actually I don't think it's going to work out. I think Saquon and the Eagles.
You think Saquon and the Eagles aren't going to work out?
I just don't see that being a good.
I don't know. I think it could
fit for Saquon. I don't know.
See, and that one is the one that I'm like, it could go either way. It's a flip of the coin. Because he's either going to go off or, it's going to be a complete dud.
True. Yeah, it's going to be one or the other. I don't think it's going to be a middle ground thing.
Yeah, because Eagles, the last couple of years have been rotating through 5-6 running backs, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, can Saquon stay healthy? I mean, he did kind of last year, but...
Yeah.
But I don't think, too, I think he's like Derrick Henry. He's not going to have to worry about being the number one option on a team anymore either.
That's also very true. Okay, I have to pose this question. Do you believe that this is the year that Mike Tomlin loses his 500 record, like consistent 500 seasons at least? Because I think it honestly might be. Like, I think if Russ struggles, all they have left is Justin Fields. So, I mean, if Justin Fields doesn't do well, who's their third? I don't even remember who their third is. If Justin Fields
is Mason still up there?
Is who still there?
Mason Rudolph.
Is it still Mason Rudolph? I mean,
Mason Rudolph's there, but that's the thing. It's like, I think he may, but I don't think he will because Steelers are known for their defense, so their defense is going to keep them into the game somewhat.
That's true.
I mean, they still do have a good defense. I mean, you still have Minka back there. You still have
TJ
Sutton, TJ Watt, of course, and I think Cameron Hayward. Did he retire? He's still there.
I thought Hayward retired. Didn't he? Oh, is he still there?
I didn't think so.
He retired.
Yeah, I think he's still there. And you still have, Cameron Sutton when he gets off of his suspension, he'll be back, and he's a solid corner. So I mean, and then we'll see what kind of running back situation they have back there. Like what Najee shows up. Is it Is it Najee that showed up, at the end of the year?
I say his
or is it the Najee that starts off that weird?
His rookie contract is up, right? Isn't this year? So.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know, man. It could be the Najee that doesn't play on the Steelers next season. So. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows about that?
Well, and like I said, what is it? The Najee that that showed up the last few games last year, because I would know because I had him on my fantasy team, and every single time that he went off, I had him on my bench because I thought, oh well, he's Najee Harris. He's not going to do anything after the freaking bye week.
Yeah.
Well, it happened the past 2 years that way, where he was okay, and then after the bye week, he started going ham, egg, and cheese.
Yep.
So it's like, now what team is going to be? What team's going to be kind of like the disappointment? Because like my personal, again, it's probably going to be Buffalo. I don't think they're going to be as good.
You think Buffalo's going to be a disappointment?
But then part of me is saying too that they're going to be a little bit better because now they can spread the ball around, and they have a guy named Keon Coleman, who's a good rookie pickup. But I mean,
which team?
I don't know. They I don't know.
Okay, so it's not which team is going to be bad, like a bad team keep continuing being bad. It's a team that should do well, but you think's going to
That's going to be bad. Yeah.
I think the 49ers. I think they might fall off a little bit.
No.
I really do. I don't think they're going to be able to keep it up.
I don't think so.
I think 49ers are still going to be good.
I feel like them doing so well and then repeatedly just like getting stiffed in the playoffs is going to start wearing on some of them mentally. And I don't know if it's going to translate to them being like terrible, but I don't think they're going to be, you know, what they've been the last couple seasons. I'm talking about a drop off, not like a fucking complete tank, you know.
Like, are they still going to be the number 1 seed, or are you thinking it's going to be someone else in the NFC now?
No, I still think they'll probably be the number 1, if not a very close number 2. But they're not going to be, you know. I'd say they get 13 wins this season, but I don't think they're going to be pushing like 15. You know, they're not going to do that.
See, I think Cincinnati is going to be a disappointment.
You really think so?
They lost Joe Mixon.
That's true. They did lose Joe Mixon.
Big, you know what? And that's a huge pickup for the Texans too, because that provides a whole nother weapon on that side. And who else? Who is their defender that the Texans? Didn't the Texans sign someone a big defender too?
Danielle Hunter.
Danielle Hunter. Ooh.
Yeah.
Have him on the opposite side of Will Anderson. That's scary.
But it's really going to depend on what kind of Hunter shows up, because you got to remember, he's getting older. He's still viable, but he is getting older.
You know, and I personally think with the whole getting older thing, that I think to a certain point nowadays, it's not as getting older. It's how has your past been? Have you been injured constantly in the past? Because I mean, look at certain people that can, you know, they stick around. They can play old now. I mean, you can play to a pretty old age, depending on, you know, your position and your injury history. But I think Danielle, like you said, I agree. Danielle will be still a viable option. So you're going to double team and game plan for Danielle. Okay, here comes Will Anderson. Oh, you're going to game plan for Will? All right, here comes Danielle. You know, you still have a solid back DB core. Your middle linebackers are pretty good. You still have D'Amico Ryans being your head coach, who's a defensive mastermind. And then you have your offensive side where, you know, who are you going to cover? Stephon, Tank, Nico. You have
Joe Mixon now.
No, there's another receiver in that core. Not Woods, but there's another one. Not Tank. There's Tank, Nico, and there was someone else.
Yeah, I feel like I know who you're talking about.
Who? I don't know. I really don't know, honestly.
Oh my god, I can look him up right now. Mechie? Oh, Robert Woods. He's still there.
Yeah.
And even though he's old, but you know what he does? He catches the damn ball wherever he is. He catches the ball. You can put him, he's old, but say, hey, go run a slant for me. He'll catch the freaking ball.
Yeah.
You still have John Mechie. He's still there.
Yep.
And he's quick. But I mean, and then, you know, the running backs, you still have Dameon Pierce. Yeah, he did okay. I mean, he wasn't the top dog last year, but Dameon Pierce is still a valuable option back there. Let's see. I'm trying to. Yeah, they have a solid corner system. They have Derek Stingley, Ward, Jalen Pitre, Jeff Okuda. Like, that is a solid.
Yeah,
that team might be the scariest team this year on paper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oof, yeah, that is terrifying.
All right, I'm gonna kind of steer you in a different direction because we already are 55 minutes in.
Yep, please do.
If you are interested in listening to the full NFL discussion, that'll probably be on our next episode, which will come out in a couple weeks. But yeah, I mean, there's actually a whole lot of free agent and like off-season things that happened that I didn't even think about until you guys were talking about them there. Let us go ahead and transition into our thoughts on Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh, I can't wait.
This will probably be the last segment here. So yeah, let's talk about Deadpool and Wolverine, what we think about it, because we the last time we talked about anything for the podcast was when we talked about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and that didn't even go up because I'm a dumbass. So I think the last thing we truly talked about was probably Shang-Chi. Maybe we talked about She-Hulk.
Shang-Chi first off. It's Shang-Chi first off.
Okay, Shang-Chi. I'm sorry.
Racist, fastest.
That's kind of racist.
All right. So I think that's the last thing we talked about. If maybe we talked about She-Hulk, I'm not sure. But since that point, like, how do you guys kind of feel since then? What are you hoping about for Wolverine, or for Deadpool and Wolverine? You know, is there any potential that this, you know, to use the words of other people, because I don't believe this myself, but do you think this is the movie that saves the MCU from becoming irrelevant, or, you know, anything like that?
Yes, because I think it resets everything.
You think so?
Yeah.
Like, in what way? Like, do you mean like a comic book reset where they're gonna like reset some shit, or do you think they're just gonna like? Do you mean like as like a palate cleanser of a movie where it's gonna be like, oh, this is nice?
Yeah. Yes, because like I said, I think they have some planned.
Yeah.
I feel like they do. I feel like Marvel's been down quite a bit because like She-Hulk, no one gave a care. Like no one cared about. She-Hulk wasn't that great. What other ones are there? What was there? There was the other one with the chick who is deaf. Like that one wasn't
Echo?
that great.
I haven't even watched.
Yeah.
I haven't even watched Echo yet, so
I haven't either.
I don't.
But
Yeah.
it's just all the movies and all the TV shows as of lately, besides like Loki and stuff like that, they haven't been good.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I kind of disagree because like I think Guardians Volume 3 was really good. Like
Guardians Volume 3 was fantastic.
I love that movie.
It was,
and like,
but that's like
that's it. I would say the Marvels got more hate than it deserved. Honestly, I think the Marvels was an okay movie. I think people were blowing that out of the water and be like, "Oh, this is the worst fucking Marvel movie I've ever seen." No, I don't think so. I mean, it was a good movie. Like, it wasn't, you know, it's not like an S tier or even like an A tier Marvel movie. It's probably like a B or a C. But like, it was still better than what people were crying about it being.
I don't know. It's just you can't truly sit there and be like, "Oh yeah, Marvel's had all these great movies or TV shows lately that they used to have." Like you could definitely tell they fell off.
I mean, yeah, they did.
Well, I think so this is my opinion. I don't think they technically fell off. I think that they raised the bar so high after Endgame that people were so like, and then they pushed so much
that it's impossible to get back.
That it's not even that they pushed so much after Endgame, right? Because like in the Endgame series, in the multiverse saga, all we had was movies, right?
Yep.
Now, once Disney Plus was out and they started shoving shit down our throats, there was so much that I think people got so confused and were like, okay, where the hell's this? Where the hell's this? What's going on here? What's going on here? What's going on here? That like you kind of lose interest because there was so much, and then there was no like. I think with the multiverse saga, you had a consistent timeline of where everything was, right? You had a build up. Okay, big movie. Build up, big movie. They were all good.
Do you mean the Infinity Saga? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes. Okay. Sorry. Do I keep saying multiverse?
Yeah, you
saga?
keep saying the multiverse. I'm like, we're in the multiverse saga, my guy.
Yeah, no. You're right.
Okay.
No, I think it comes to the fact of I think there was so much that it's just like,
and I could see that.
See, I don't really know where the disinterest lies now. Like, I feel like the TV shows more than the movies lately suffer from exclusivity. Like, you have to know certain things about the movies to enjoy the TV shows. And I mean, I think that kind of like rubs people the wrong way, because like a lot of people don't want to have to know the whole library of Marvel stuff to watch a 6-episode television show. And I mean, like, most of the movies in what phase, we're what, phase 5 now, phase 4, phase 5, a lot of them have been relatively standalone movies. Like, there hasn't been a whole lot of oh, this connects to this stuff. So I mean, that essentially is kind of how the beginning of the MCU was. All those first few movies, like Iron Man and Captain America and Thor and all that, they were standalone movies. Like, they had nods, right? And they were setting something else up. But I feel like near the end of the Infinity Saga, when everything was connected, people got so used to it that now they don't like standalone movies. Like, they're like, where's the cameo? Where's the other stuff? Where does it connect to? And like, I feel like a big reason of why Marvel is getting so much criticism lately is because you do have your established fans who want stuff to connect. But you can't bring in new fans if it's like, okay, make sure you've watched the, like, what are they at, like 130 hours of content? Like, you have to watch that whole 130 hours to get this one reference. You know?
Yeah.
And it's because there's such a split between, like, longtime fans and new fans that Marvel can't find a ground to stand on where it pleases both groups of people, and that's why Marvel seems to be like floundering right now. Because they can't find where they need to be to where it appeals to most people. Like, if they're trying to appeal to everyone at this point, they're just gonna fail. And I think that's why some things have been failures, because they try to appeal to everybody. And it's like, some people just aren't comic book fans, man. Some people you're never gonna get to watch your movie. So trying to like make them interested in your movie isn't gonna work.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think we're gonna kind of experience a new resurgence. I think we're not a new resurgence, but I think we're gonna experience a resurgence in people liking comic book movies again. Because I mean, you look on Twitter for half an hour, you're gonna see the takes about how people, I have superhero burnout and superhero movies are boring, comic book movies are boring. I think once James Gunn's version of like the DC universe starts coming out and his movies start coming out, you're gonna start seeing people like understand that they really weren't burnt out with comic book movies. They were just burnt out by having to remember like what happened in the 45th minute of Iron Man 2 to like get a reference to like something in Guardians of the Galaxy or something.
Right.
Like watching Doctor Strange, the newest one, having to watch What If too to understand it a little bit.
Yeah, to understand what's going on. Yeah. So like, I think people just kind of want it to be more simplistic, and I think like I said, when James Gunn starts the DC universe again, people are gonna be like, oh, okay, this is fine. Then they'll be like, oh, I like this.
Speaking of the DC universe, I cannot wait for the next Batman to come out.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be so
yes.
good. Yeah. Like, my dad was actually talking to me about it because I had asked him. I was like, "Have you seen the Batman with Robert Pattinson?" He goes, "With that Twilight guy?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "No, I don't want to watch something with the Twilight guy." I was like, "It's really good." I was like, "Don't."
You're like, I get it.
I understand the sentiment, but like, this might be like the best Batman movie they've ever made. So, you know.
Yeah, I love it. I thought it was so well done.
Oh,
how they left it open for so much more.
Well, what? They have the spinoff, the Penguin, right? With Colin Farrell as the Penguin. That's supposed to be on HBO Max in like 6 months or something. It comes out this year, right? I think
so.
Like at the end of the year.
Even then, seeing the little glimpse of Joker and seeing how they all are kind of tying in to like how it should be. Oh, it's so good.
Has there been any news on who the villains are for the second one? Because like I
haven't heard anything.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything.
I haven't heard anything.
Like, I mean, I wouldn't be against something like Scarecrow. Like, I know Batman Begins was like a Scarecrow movie. I mean, you can argue it was more of a Ra's al Ghul story, but you know, I do like how they like interpreted the Riddler for the Batman. I thought they did such a good job. Like he is completely and totally fucking deranged. It's so good.
Like I thought that was perfect.
Oh yeah. I feel like I've been talking a lot. You guys have anything else to say?
I'm
trying to multitask here, so that's the reason why I haven't been talking too much.
Oh, I hear ya. Anything?
Yeah, I'm kind of not really. I mean, you guys are covering everything. I think most of my stuff's going to come when we start doing the bigger
stuff. Yeah,
episodes. Yeah.
You can do my big stuff.
All right.
Alrighty. Okay. Well, then I guess before we go, let's talk about Deadpool and Wolverine real quick. What are some big things you'd like to see? What do you think we'll see? And I mean, I don't know. Give me like one crazy thing you think might happen.
So I'm
people. Yep. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say I'm super looking forward to it. I'm trying not to read too much into it, so that way when I watch it, it's all like a surprise to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't speak on what I want to happen. I mean, I'm hoping that this is the start of multiple movies with them two kind of tied into it. But I don't know how Hugh Jackman feels about that.
I understand that. Anything, Tyler?
I think it's going to be interesting, but I also think that it's going to be I personally have this weird feeling that, I mean, it's going to bring back people that either are going to like I said, I think it's going to be a reset.
Okay.
I could see that.
I really think.
Alrighty. Alright, well, I don't know. I'm definitely excited for the movie. You know, it comes out a week from tomorrow, so that's great. I'm excited. I don't really know what I'm expecting, honestly. Like, I mean, I know we have a bunch of confirmed like people from like the old Fox universe showing up, which is cool. You know, they still have a bunch of stuff like under wraps that's not going to be seen until the movie comes out. Which,
well, yeah, I think they're doing a really good job hiding stuff.
Oh yeah. They props to their team, because like they haven't let really anything leak. If stuff's come out, it's because it's been official. Yeah.
Yep, I think it's because they've wanted it to come out.
Yeah. So like I know you said you watch New Rockstars. Do you still watch New Rockstars, Tyler?
Yeah.
Okay. Like so like I know they've been like really pushing like Taylor Swift might be in the movie. And I know places have said, like, she's not going to be in the movie. She's not going to be in the movie. But, I mean, like, until it comes out and she's not in the movie, you know, she could be in the movie. So, I'm honestly really trying to figure out if she would be in the movie, who she would play. And, I mean, I know New Rockstars has their whole thing. She's going to be Dazzler if she shows up and all that stuff. And if Blake Lively's in the movie, she's going to be Lady Deadpool and all that. But I'm like, I just want to see what they do. I don't care. I want to see if anything solid and concrete that I want to see. I just want them to go full tilt into the multiverse. Like, this is the character you could do it and just have him just do the most random off the wall stuff and it wouldn't matter. Like, just have him dip into a universe just to like insult somebody, you know? I'm thinking we are going to probably see some Wolverine variants. Because, like, I feel like even though this is a Deadpool, well, it's Deadpool and Wolverine, but, like, even though it's, like, technically Deadpool 3, they're really, really going to focus a lot on who this version of Wolverine is in this movie and how he got to where he is and, like, what other Wolverines have done. So,
I can see that, yeah.
I'm kind of just, like, I'm just excited. I mean, there's no other way really to put it. You know, I could sit here and talk for hours about who I want to see and what I want to see. And just to boil it down, excited. I'm ready. I'm ready to go watch this movie. So it's been what? When did 2 come out? 2 came out in what, 2019? Something like that? 2020?
Oh, want to think so.
Yeah. So I mean, it's been a while. So I'm ready for a new
It was
Deadpool movie.
around COVID. I remember that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think that's all I have to put in about that, guys. Anything else you guys want to talk about, or
Nope, I'm good here.
no? Okay. Yeah, 2018. It's been 6 years since a Deadpool movie.
That's
So,
crazy.
I don't know. Next Thursday's gonna be fun. I'm ready for it.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I guess if that's it, any last
Cool.
words? Anything else you want to say?
I think I think you've said everything that you needed to, and I think we're good, man.
Alrighty. All right. Well, it was a little scuffed. It was a little new again, but I think that's just us coming back into it, us getting into the flow of things again. But that is gonna do it for this episode of the Mostest Okayest Podcast. I want to say thank you to my co-host Tyler, and for our surprise guest, unless Tyler invited him and didn't tell me, Diver, for showing up. But yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for coming by and being part of our revival episode.
Reunited, and it feels so good.
As I say, you guys want to say anything to the viewers, listeners, all any of that stuff?
Appreciate y'all. We'll start this. We'll start this back up.
Alrighty. Anything, Diver?
Hop on NCAA, Tyler.
Oh, I will.
Okay. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Most Okayest Podcast. I have been Steven, also known as a Hard Gamer. My co-host Tyler and Diver. We have, I don't know. We're gonna have a lot more guests in the future. But if you want, you can always listen to us over on Spotify. You can also now listen to us on YouTube. And you can go ahead and follow us at our socials at Mostest Okayest on Twitter. And if you want to follow our individual socials, we'll go ahead and we'll have those posted in our description. You can always go ahead and check us out. But without further ado, that's going to do it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Really appreciate it. And we'll see you in the next episode. Later, everybody.
Later.